Hi and welcome back to my YouTube and Facebook page, YouTube or Facebook page. I just wanted to make a quick video. I'm a little distracted, so if I'm spastic and all over the place, I'm so sorry. I just wanted to get this in and recorded before it disappears on my map, and hopefully it hasn't already. Okay, good. We're still in action. So it looks like, from what I can tell, I noticed that there's like a little pattern here. This is the Nevada aftershock region from their 6.5 that they had last week. And it kind of looks like there's a trajectory line, what I call a trajectory line, going out kind of across and down. And, I really don't know what this means right now, but and there were a few more earthquakes in this area that have disappeared now. But I think it's in a good observation just to note. I'm not really sure what it means. Obviously, there might be a fault here. I know that there's a few faults that kind of are in this area. One is Colville. One is the Candelaria fault. And I think that's all. I'm assuming that this action in this area, like these two, could be counted for on, I think, the Candelaria fault. However, if it's extending it down here into the mountains even, then there might be a fault here that we just don't know about yet. And there's faults everywhere that we don't know about yet. So that's just a basic observation. I guess while I'm here talking about that, I should just do another update. This is kind of real time. I have not made a dialogue, or I don't know what I'm going to say. I haven't even checked the map in a few hours, so this is going to be interesting. So this kind of has a trajectory as well. You can see two here, one up here, following, okay, let me do this again. Here, in case I need a cursor on my videos again so I can show you exactly what I'm talking about. Here, and then, okay, so here, and then here. And you can see that it's kind of forming another trajectory along the natural bend of the natural geology of the area. Geography of the area. I don't know what I'm saying, but like this natural bend thing that I really don't know what is called. So continuing on, that shows me that there's some activity in this area. Like, I think that San Andreas goes through this area. So that's telling me that the San Andreas is a little active, but, that's actually a good thing since it's been dead silent. I mean, I'm not going to say it's a good thing, but it's just, it's pretty much normal. It could mean that it's a little more active, especially because the trajectory is so clean cut, especially because we had one in here just yesterday. And it seems like you see one there. And let's see the magnitude on these. 2.8, 3.2, so they're a little high. I mean, a little tiny bit higher than normal. 2.5 is pretty normal, 2.0 is pretty normal. So we have some activity that's a little tiny bit higher than normal in this area, but it's not as scary as seeing dead silence, that's for sure, so that's good. Now, this part of California is still silent, as well as coming up into Oregon, still silent. However, out in the ocean area, and a few other earthquakes that were in this area have disappeared since yesterday. And then going back another day, I think yesterday morning, Was it yesterday morning or the day before? Oh, I'm getting confused. Sorry, it must be my nap time. We had let's see, a 4.9, a 5.5, a 5.4, and a 4.4 again, or something like that. We had 4 stronger ones, and that kind of broke the silence that was in this area that we were talking about over the last few days. But, it's still silent within this region, so that's why, and you've heard me say this before, good questions sometimes get good answers. So why is it still silent inland, but now it's not outland in the ocean? This is part of the, I think, Juan de Fuca fracture zone. I think it's right where it meets up with the San Andreas. So, we gotta ask ourselves, why? Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Still yawning. I believe Dutch Sins is predicting a bigger earthquake in this area. I think it's in this area that he was talking about. He was talking about the, I'm not even going to guess exactly where he was talking about. Or maybe it was in this area. Something within this area. He's guessing that there's going to be a bigger one. Above a 5.0. I'm so sorry. Hold on, let me just... Okay, I'm over it. I was gonna pause the video, but... Okay. I'm over it, yeah. Gotta take a nap after this or something. Cup of coffee maybe or something. I don't know. So... Sorry about the notifications that keep coming in on the top. So the southern part of California has been receiving some earthquake activity again, which is healthy and normal. I don't see anything very suspicious or abnormal about the activity. It's a good sign that there is some activity. I do see that there's kind of a line here, and that could be something that's just interesting. It seems to maybe be following a fault. But the magnitude of these 3 earthquakes is not that big. So it's not really too concerning or abnormal to me. It just seems kind of normal. It's good that this area is seeing activity again. Like I said, it would be more suspicious if it was silent. This is kind of the activity that we should see in a day for this area, and it would be nice if this area had the same activity. Still something funny going on here. We're not really sure what. The good news is that Alaska has calmed down a lot. You guys know it, with the Dutch Sins method, you would take energy north along these white lines, which are the plate boundaries, and you would take this activity coming into Alaska and assume that it would be traveling down. So when there's higher magnitude energy or more frequent activity up here, you assume that it's going to be traveling down. The good news is we're not seeing a lot of energy coming back into the USA. Alaska has calmed down a lot. There's not too many earthquakes. I think the earthquakes that are here are very small. You can see a couple 2.2s, another 2.2, a 3.0. That's, a little high, but not really much. Just one little 3.0 isn't going to bring a whole lot of energy down into the USA. So, that is good news, that there's not too much energy coming into the area. Something interesting that I've noticed is it's not the 6.5 energy, the energy that was out here that should travel across the United States to the east has not. Oklahoma always sees earthquakes, so we're not gonna We're not going to count that. There's a reason for that. I've gone over it in some of my other videos. I don't really want to go over it right now, but we're not counting Oklahoma. But you should see more activity. Oh, I'm so sorry. Ugh, I'm sorry. Keep yawning. Anyways, so you should see activity in this area. You should see maybe some more activity in this area. We did have an earthquake yesterday, a little tiny one in Texas. That's good news. That's a little bit of energy transfer. We had a little one in Utah. That's good. That's good energy transfer. But we're not seeing energy transferring here. So I kind of think that maybe it's transferring downward. Maybe. If it's not transferring downward, we can assume that it's still just all in this area. Maybe going into the magma chambers and doing some weird stuff underneath everything, or plates are locked. And so the energy, I just think, is kind of resting in this area. There's not a whole lot of energy coming inwards. That's great. It's not. It's less likely to trigger anything, but I still think that the energy is still here. There's nothing that has told me that it's gone any place. We've had some activity that would release some energy, yes, but where did it go exactly? And you could usually follow it. Did we just have another one in Utah? No. We had two in this area. I'm in Utah, so I gotta look real quick. A 2.0 and a 2.4, and that was yesterday. Some news, I don't know if I've told you guys this, but Salt Lake City, I've told you this part, they obviously had their magma bag. Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah, I'm yawning. Now I'm yawning again. They obviously had their magna earthquake, but I've been watching that the activity doesn't go too far east to this mountain range, because this mountain range has a very large fault that is capable of producing a very strong magnitude earthquake, about a 7.5. Not only that, but this whole area is on bedrock, or not bedrock, lake sediment. So if you get a 7.5 earthquake, it's easily compared to a 9.5 earthquake. It's pretty dramatic stuff that would happen if this fault did go off. So I've been tracking the aftershock activity, which has slowly come out this way, and we saw our first ever Wasatch Fault aftershock activity on the actual Wasatch Fault, and it was only a number 1, but it's something that I've been watching and I find interesting. Personally, I will just say this. I believe that we're going to have a big earthquake, probably within the year, if not within the next 3 years. I feel that. I strongly feel that that's going to happen, especially with everything that's going on here and everywhere else. Oh, it's such a perfect recipe to have a bigger earthquake here. We've been waiting and waiting and waiting for this Wasatch Fault to erupt or have their earthquake. It's something that seismologists have talked about. We've been planning for. It's a big deal. And the ingredients right now are all there to potentially have that happen. So, yeah, I do think that that's going to happen, actually. So I'm always watching the Salt Lake City area. And not just Salt Lake City area. It goes down into Provo, and it goes up into, as far as, I think, Brigham City. No, actually, let's see. Yeah, about that area. So I'm always watching that area. As for the rest of the world, let's see what's going on. A little higher earthquake in Japan. I forecasted that might happen. Not too much going on here. Let's see what this is. 4.5. This area has been really active, so, you know, I bet there's going to be another, like, 5.0 in this area. Indonesia has been silent for a little bit, so maybe one in this area, not too big. Papua New Guinea, probably something in this area. You know, I bet something is going to pop up in this area too. But, we're not seeing a lot of bigger activity in that area. I'm trying to, like, just scan everywhere to see what's really going on. I think Greece had a bigger one the other day. They have something going on over here. But, you know, you guys all know this, that I don't forecast this area. I mainly just stay, where am I? Here within the Ring of Fire area and the United States. And sometimes South America. Let's see what this one is, 3.0. I did forecast that this area would see a bigger one a couple weeks ago, and we never did see anything in that area, so I guess I was wrong. I really don't know what else to tell you guys. I think that's pretty much covering everything, so we just wait and see what's going to happen today. The energy coming into the United States is not that high right now, you know, but if we saw something pop up over in this area that was really high, or we started seeing more activity with higher magnitude in this area or Alaska, then it could potentially feed whatever is going on over here again, and that would be definitely triggering. There is energy, in summary, there's energy still here, still doing something, but at least we don't have the triggering energy of energy coming down into this area. So, now we just wait and see, and that pretty much concludes today's update, and I hope everybody is having a good Tuesday. It's Tuesday, right? Tuesday, May 19th, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.